Happy New Year. This is the first video of the new year, 2022, and yeah, it's been a busy year so far. Just I think a lot of people are struggling and dealing with Omicron right now, and I think our family was no different. My wife and I got sick, and although we weren't able to access any tests, we both think um, that we contracted the virus. That's what our gut is telling us. Uh, Luckily, we didn't go anywhere. We didn't see anybody. We just stayed home, um, and kind of sheltered in place. Um, we're very careful when we go outside, so we're just not sure how we came about it. We probably think my wife got sick first, and she's the one that goes out and does like the grocery shopping and whatnot. So she probably picked it up at Costco or somewhere. And then, but our baby was fine. Yeah, he didn't get sick at all. I mean, he had a little bit of a cough. I don't know if he was like copying us because we were coughing, whether he was copying us or what. But he had a little bit of a cough, but that was about it. No fever or anything. Um, my wife and I didn't really get a fever, so that's, I don't know, maybe we're both vaccinated, so we didn't have a very adverse reaction to it outside of like coughing and general sort of the sensation of having a cold. Um, but anyway, I'm better now. My wife's better now. Just gonna kind of wait another week or so till everything's passed, and then we should have a we should be I guess okay. And we're gonna get tested. We got a test kit, so we'll think we're saving it for when right before our baby starts preschool. So yeah, 2022 has been a pretty interesting year. I've picked up some comics at half price books. These are the receipts over the past month that I've made these purchases, and so these are the books that I've picked up. It's a fairly big pile. I'm surprised. I've spent a total of $24.34 on this pile right here. 24.30 $24.35. So yeah, I mean, we'll go over this pile. There's some really, I've added some really key books, not key books, but yeah, I mean, they're keys for my collection. They feel like keys for my collection. And so we'll go over that. I also picked up this today. To comic collection's growing, so I got to keep things sort of protected and in cases. So yeah, we'll go through. So the thing about half price books is, so I spent $24.35, but there were comics. If you see anything at half price books without a sticker, so like a free comic, you get it for free, and that's what I really appreciate about half price books. So I got this All Star Superman Special Edition for free, which is pretty cool. I also got this X-Men Second Coming Prepare. It's really the preview issue for Second Coming. And I don't know, I didn't like Second Coming all that much. I did read it. I didn't like it all that much. The art was okay. It's just the storyline was, it's very sort of apocalyptic sort of future for that the X-Men are dealing with. So anyway, we all know who dies in, so one will rise, one will fall. We know and one will sacrifice. We all know who that is. Basically Nightcrawler sacrifices himself and dies in this series. But anyway, Second Coming, this is a preview issue. Pretty cool comic. And again, it was free. Always good to get free comics. I picked up 2 issues here. And these are actually for sale on my Instagram. So if you're interested in picking up Detective Comics 615, which is the second part of the Penguin Affair, and the last part, the part 3, Batman 449. They're both VF copies. What bugs me is I went back to Half Price Books, and there's another copy there. It's actually a better copy than this one that I got, which kind of irked me. They're both 50 cents plus tax for them. But anyway, maybe we'll go ahead and pick up that better copy at some point. 50 cents, not bad. So yeah, these are for sale on my Penguin's coming to the new Batman movie. I anticipate that some people will be interested in picking up these kinds of Penguin issues. Breyfogle. This is a great Norm Breyfogle covers. I think his art on his work on Batman's pretty cool. Picked this up for 30 some cents. Part of the Burn run I'm trying to complete. It's issue number 5. I think he did the first 19 or 20 issues of this new volume of Superman that launched. This is the newsstand edition. Pretty cool. Yeah, I picked this one up, and this is an interesting comic. So Star Wars is just blowing up right now with all the stuff coming to Disney Plus, and of course the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, and so I was able to pick this up for $2. Real clean copy. This is actually a comic. So George Lucas had an original rough draft screenplay of Star Wars, and Dark Horse took that. Again, it's basically an alternate version of Star Wars, and they took the screenplay version and made it into a comic. So you've got like this like Chewbacca character, the droids, but there's no there's no Han Solo, or Han Solo is an alien. That's supposed to be Han Solo, I guess. Luke Skywalker is sort of like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I guess. And I think it's like just this alternate version of Star Wars based on, again, George Lucas's screenplay. So yeah, that's that. I don't know if this will go up in value. I do know that it is selling for like $10 to $20 on eBay. And I think it's just a great, if you like Star Wars, this is actually, so if you like George Lucas and Star Wars and collect that kind of stuff, this is actually a pretty cool comic to have. It's one of, I think there are 7 issues in this series, maybe 8 or 10 issues. But anyway, was able to pick up that copy fairly cheap. They've actually got another one at Half Price Books. It's a little pricier. I got this one actually half off cover. They got one priced at $5. May pick up that one at some point as well. This was a really cool find. 30-cent George Perez goodness here. The new Teen Titans, number 24. Great cover. Great George Perez cover. And for 30 cents, man, that's just an absolute steal. The condition is pretty high grade as well. All right, I'll be there in a minute, buddy. And This one I'm not going to flip around. I put the back cover on here rather than the front. This is Batman Black and White issue number 4. It's the last 4. It's the 4th issue in a 4-issue series. So it's the last issue in the series. I'm trying to pick up the Batman Black and White number 1, which has the Jim Lee cover, which is beautiful. But this is number 4, and it's an Alec Toth cover. Interior cover is by Alex Ross, but the back cover is what makes this really, I think, very cool. This is the Neil Adams back cover. So the back cover's drawn by Neil Adams. And the Neil Adams Batman is just, I think Jim Lee and Neil Adams, they have sort of the hold on the coolest Batman at this point. Jason Fabok also has a really cool Batman, I think. But it looks a lot like Jim Lee's Batman. So Fabok, I don't know, I just feel like his style is very Jim Lee-esque, which is not bad. It's very good. I like Fabok's art. But, it just feels like Jim Lee kind of did it first, and then Fabok's got his own, obviously his own interpretation of Batman, but it just feels like an extension of Jim Lee. So yeah, I picked up all these cool comics, Batman Black and White. This one is a really cool find, and this is for the PC, definitely. So what we have here is, first we have a preview of the New Teen Titans, the Judas Contract. Okay, so this is I think a comic that came out in 1989 or so, 88 maybe. But it also features the origin of the Batman. So you've got Batman Year One, Dave Mazzucchelli art on the cover. You've got George Perez here on the cover as well. Just a sampling of today's best comics. So Batman and the Other Classics. This is just a one-shot. It's free. I got this for free. But yeah, this is just a cool find, and it's a really clean copy for the PC. I just love that cover though, Dave Mazzucchelli. It's a cover. I don't know if that's actually interior art in Batman Year One, but that cover right there, I mean, that could have easily been a cover for Batman Year One. Definitely better than that cover is better than 405. So if you're a Mazzucchelli fan, this is a kind of a must-have. Happy to add that. Now, luckily I was able to find some key Miles Morales. So I'm not big into getting modern comics, but I did pick up, a few modern comics. You'll notice most of the stuff I get is like modern. When I mean modern is like 90s stuff, and Copper Age. But it's very rarely will I pick up things, post 90s, meaning within the last 20 years. But this one came out in, I think, 2016, was it? 2019 maybe. And it's Miles's first solo series. And this is a variant cover for issue number 9, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a great cover. I mean, you talk about just sort of the main Marvel heroes, in the MCU right now. They're you know, pretty much anybody uh, who's of significance is in on this cover. So you know you've got Venom, Black Panther, yeah, Doctor Strange, Rogue. That looks to be Black Widow, Spider-Man. I'm assuming that's the Peter Parker Spider-Man. Yeah, Captain America, Iron Man, Luke Cage. Spider-Gwen is on there. And there's Miles. You got a bunch of X-Men, Daredevil, Thor, Wolverine. So yeah, you've got all these great. This is just one of those great sort of wraparound, an homage to the, I think, what was it, the 25th anniversary edition of back in the 80s of Marvel, but sort of this is a modern take on it. So it is 2019. This is a 2019 comic. This isn't worth much right now, but it's going up in value, so I'm gonna kind of sit on it and sell it at some point. I'm sure there's gonna be news of. I mean, they've already teased it. They've already teased Miles in some of the trailers and the mention of a Black Spider-Man. So I mean, this is a Black Spider-Man. If that doesn't give it away, I don't think they meant black as in black suit Spider-Man. They meant black as in terms of the race of the character. But yeah, we've got this cover as well. This is a variant cover this is issue number 10. Also picked this up for half of cover price. So these are, I gotta tell a story. So I was at Half Price Books and they had the entire Spider-Verse 1 through 6 miniseries. And issue 6 is the key issue in that one. I think it's like going for $100 right now. And they had issues 1 through 6 for $10. And I didn't really understand like the value of that book, but so I put it back on the shelf, intending to kind of pick it up later. I went back the very next day because I realized, oh my god, that's like a key issue. It sold. Someone bought it. So within that day, I should have just. That's gonna haunt me. It's already haunting me. But anyway, 1 through 6, the entire series for $10. That number 6 alone is like $100. So really regretting not picking that up. But I was able to pick up this one and another key, Miles Morales. So yeah, I'm kind of speculating on that. These are books I'm gonna put up for sale. So if you're interested in getting them, I'm gonna put them up for sale when they go up in value, which they're already doing. I could probably sell both of these for $25 right now. But we're gonna wait because I think, as a speculation, once you see like Miles in a trailer or something, it's just gonna go crazy. This is for the PC, and it's a really cool Jim Lee cover. It's like a metal foil cover. But you got like Batman, Green Lantern on there. You got the Joker. Great Jim Lee cover. And apparently this is the first issue of the Dark Knights of Gotham. I didn't read the story, so I'm not sure of their significance, but within that membership is the Batman Who Laughs. So this is kind of technically the first mention or appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. So anyway, this one is a key issue. I love that I picked it up. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. This next one is also a great pickup. I got this for 50 cents. But it's a Jim Lee. Not only is it Jim Lee, Alex Ross does the inking and coloring. So it's a Jim Lee, Alex Ross cover. This is just significant because of you got two of the greatest modern comic book artists collaborating on a cover here. So Jim Lee did the pencils, and it looks like Alex Ross just painted over that. And what you get is this amazing cover. This is a key issue. It's the death of Blue Beetle. I was just so happy to pick this up, and I didn't realize a cover like this existed. That's the thing. I know there are a lot of Jim Lee covers, but it's always great to kind of run across covers like this and this. And I'm gonna go over my Jim Lee collection has grown since my last Jim Lee video, so I'm gonna go over my entire collection of Jim Lee books. But just happy to add this beautiful artwork to the collection. Again, Jim Lee, Alex Ross. I'm sure there are other Jim Lee, Alex Ross covers. I don't know if this is the first, but I'm sure there are others. But this one is just beautiful. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Look at that Superman. It's just weird to see it in Jim Lee art in painted form. Because, when you look at Alex Ross's art, it's like very, like realistic, like hyper realistic looking. And that's the kind of effect you don't really get this sort of comic book effect. Like here you get this really sort of like realistic effect here. Like look at that Superman and Wonder Woman. They look, it's very, I mean, you can tell they're Jim Lee creations, but when they're painted like that, it just doesn't look like comic book art anymore, but like a painting that you'd see, I don't know, like from the Dutch masters or something. Okay, so this is another big key book. I'm gonna try to keep the bottom book covered so you don't see it. So these are the two last comics are the two big pickups. I mean, this is a big pickup as well, but I mean, in terms of its value, you can go and pick it up, I'm sure, at your local LCS for like $5. But this is a key issue, number 13, Miles Morales. This is the birth and the first appearance of his little sister, Billy Morales. And yeah, so key issue, the addition of a family member. I'm sure she's gonna be a key character in the movies as well. If and when, I should say when Miles comes to the big screen. So happy to pick this up. This is something I'm going to keep. Because I think, anytime you have like a key issue like that, this is just going to continue to rise in value, and it's a great cover. Rhino Covers and Miles cover. So yeah, I wasn't all that terribly into Miles, but now that I have a couple Miles comics, we'll see. Obviously, Ultimate Fallout 4 and a lot of the Miles titles, for example, that Spider-Verse that I mentioned earlier, those are really going up in value and getting kind of difficult to pick up. Again, I spent $25 on this stack. This one alone is $50, but I was able to pick this up for $2, which is a real steal. And this will continue to go up, I think. This has $100 potential as well. But gonna keep it for now and keep it in the collection. It's a pretty cool comic to have. All right, this is the final book I got. This is actually, I spent the most on this book. They priced this one, But for $8, man, this is a steal. And let's just kind of take a look at the condition. It's really it's a really clean book. Considering that now it's in this open Mylar bag. I gotta take it out and get it in something better. Actually, that's not so bad. Just gotta make sure it gets to the top. So yeah, there's a corner. There is a sort of a, I don't know if you can see it right there. You can see that corner there is a little dented. But other than that, there are a few spine ticks. That corner's just, I mean, it's not perfect. Other than that, it's a pretty clean copy. The spine ticks and that little dented corner there, you can see it right there. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to move this out of this bag. It's pretty. I think this Mylar bag is what caused that dent to occur. But anyway, we'll take it out, put it in a bag and board. Otherwise, it's really pretty clean copy. So the significance of this book. This is the first issue of Boba Fett. Not the first appearance of Boba Fett in comics, but it's his first, it's his first book. It's a mini-series, but it's his first, solo title series. He's got a bunch now, but this is, I think, back in the 90s. I'm sure has a high print count, because back in the 90s, Boba Fett was, Boba Fett's always been just the badass of Star Wars outside of Darth Vader, but his popularity was just through the roof. And so when Dark Horse created this series, I'm sure they anticipated high sales, so it probably sold really well, got a high print count. But either way, this book is gonna, with the series and the popularity of this character and the potential for more Boba Fett content, because you've got a time period where between Sarlacc, him getting out of the Sarlacc pit, and the Book of Boba Fett. So there's that span of however many years that where he has adventures. And so who knows, maybe this specific adventure will be mentioned in the series or whatnot. But this is a hot book. No matter what. And it's for the PC. I'm gonna get this graded and slabbed, so for the PC. Happy to pick it up for $8. Great copy. And that was that. That's pretty much what I picked up for $25. I think I did pretty well. Let me know in the comments what you think. Again, I'm gonna put up some Jim Lee, go through my Jim Lee collection and kind of show off the books I was able to pick up recently, and just go through the whole collection, my Jim Lee collection. It's a pretty sizable Jim Lee collection now, so a lot of books to go through. I may have to split it up into multiple videos, but we'll do that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm also gonna do some interesting content. I plan to do like a sort of a tournament style, where I pit specific comics against each other and have you, the viewers, vote on which cover, sort of like, who wore it best, but basically who drew it best. And I'm impartial, so I'm very biased towards certain artists. So for me, I'm gonna cast my initial vote, but again, I'm gonna let people comment and vote on that video. It's gonna be like a 1v1. People are just gonna chime in on which cover they think is better, and then it'll be just sort of like a tournament style. So they're just going to be very short, rapid, like type contents. I'm sure people will kind of do it as well, but I'm gonna kind of do a tournament style, and then we'll have a final winner. Um, Final winner. So I'm gonna just kind of pick out maybe the top 100 covers in my collection, and I'm sure this book's gonna be in there. Um, Sort of pick out the top 100 covers, and I'll try to be sort of objective about it. I'm not just gonna put a bunch of Jim Lee covers in there, um, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of Jim Lee covers. Um, but yeah, that I think that'll be those videos will be fun. So look forward to that, and yeah, we'll see you in our next video. Thanks.